Okay, here's Math 2 Fall Mock Final for 2020. So for number 1, you guys have supplementary angles, which means both angles add up to 180 degrees. So we got 4x plus 2 plus 50 degrees is equal to 180. And then from here, you guys just solve. So we got 4x, the 2 and the 50 combined, so we got plus 52 equals 180. Subtract 52 from both sides. You guys are going to get 4x is equal to 128. Divide both sides by 4. And x is going to equal 32. So your guys' answer for number 1 is A. Okay, number 2. That's what you guys call a complementary angles, which means both angles add up to 90. Alright, so make your equation. X plus 15 plus 65 is equal to 90. So we're going to get x plus 15 plus 65 is 80 equals 90. Subtract 80 from both sides. You guys are going to get x is equal to 10, which is B. Number 3. So, this side is 90 degrees, and since this is a straight line, you guys know a straight line is 180 degrees, which means this side also must be 90. Which means we have another set of complementary angles, so 2x plus 15 plus 51, add those together, it's going to equal 90. So simplify, 2x plus 15 plus 51 is 65. Oh, nope, 66, which equals 90. Subtract 66 from both sides, and you guys get 2x is equal to 24. Divide both sides by 2. X is going to equal to 12. So the answer is A. Okay, number 4. This is where you guys have your 45, 45, 90 and your 30, 60, 90 degree triangles. So for 45, 45, 90, you guys are going to have hypotenuse and a leg. So to get from hypotenuse to a leg, you guys have to divide by radical 2. And to get from leg to hypotenuse, you just multiply by rad 2. So let's label this side's the hypotenuse, and both of these are what you guys call your legs. So you know if it's the legs, if it's across from your guys' 45 degree angles. You guys know it's a hypotenuse if it's across from the 90 degree angle. Alright, so right now we're at hypotenuse, which is 4 square root of 2. So to go from hypotenuse to leg, you guys have to divide it by radical 2. So 4 rad 2 divided by radical 2. That's how we go to a leg. So, of course, these are going to cancel since they're the same, so all you're left with is 4. Both legs are going to be 4, so your answer is C. Okay, number 5. We got, let's write our ratio. So we got a hypotenuse for right there. Remember, across from the 90 degree. Now, do you guys see the 60 and the 30 degrees? The one across from the 30 degrees is your guys's short leg. And the one across from your 60 degrees is what you guys call your long leg. Oops. So, and here's the ratios. Hypotenuse to short leg. I'll zoom in. To long leg. To get from hypotenuse to short leg, it is divide by 2. To get from short leg to long leg, it is multiplied by radical 3. And then it's just a reverse. Long leg, short leg, divide by radical 3, short leg to hypotenuse times 2. Okay, so we're currently at the hypotenuse. So to get from hypotenuse to short leg, it's right there. We have to divide by 2. So 14 divided by 2 is equal to 7. So 7 is our short leg. And then following the ratio, right? From short leg to long leg, you have to times by square root of 3. So 7 times square root of 3 is simply just 7 root 3. So that means our answer is going to be A. Okay. I'm going to copy this so that we have it for the bottom part down here. And this other one, it looks to be that we have this one down here. Alright, so here's number 6. So hypotenuse, leg, leg. So we have one leg now, we just need to get to the other, but both legs are the same for 45, 45, 90. So that means this is going to be 2 rad 2. So y is 2 rad 2. Now we need to go from a leg to the hypotenuse. So if we start at the leg to go to hypotenuse, we must divide it by, multiply by square root of 2. So 2 rad 2 times radical 2. So we get 2 radical. Now inside the radical we're going to get 2 times 2, which is 4. But then 2 times the square root of 4, you guys, well, the square root of 4 is just 2. So that's just simply going to be 4. So we know our hypotenuse is going to be 4. Which means our only answer for this one is C. Don't confuse these, right? They're same, but then they just switch the variable. So make sure you look at your answers to make sure you're getting it correct. All right, moving on. Number 7. So 60 degrees. This means this is the short leg, this is the long leg, and this is the hypotenuse. So we're starting at the short leg, so we need to get long leg and hypotenuse. Well, if we're starting here, right, let's go to hypotenuse first. So to go to hypotenuse, we have to multiply by 2. So 10 rad 3 all over 3 times 2. Just multiply the top. 2 times 10, you guys, is just 20. And then square root of 3 all over 3. So this is our hypotenuse. And let's go back to the diagram. Okay, so we have short leg. Now we want to go to the long leg. So we gotta go this route, right? That means we have to multiply 10 root 3 over 3 times rad 3. So 10 root 3, because this is short leg, right? Times square root of 3 will give us our long leg. Well, we get 10 square root of 3 times square root of 3, you guys, is square root of 9 all over 3. 10 square root of 9, you guys, is 3 all over 3. So 30 over 3, which is just 10. So we know long leg is just going to give us 10. So n will equal 10 and m will equal 20, so that's B. So just make sure you guys know how to use your ratios correctly. Okay, number 8, 9, and 10. This is just using your guys' Pythagorean theorem. Remember, Pythagorean theorem you use for right triangles only. Alright, so this is the hypotenuse, right? And these are just the 2 random legs. So remember, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. These are your legs, the a and the b, and this one is your hypotenuse. So x squared plus square root of 11 squared is equal to square root of 14 squared. Now you guys, the inverse of square rooting is taking it to the second power. So we're just going to have x squared plus 11, because the square root and the second power cancel. Equals, same thing for here, 14. Subtract both sides by 11, x squared is equal to 3. Square root both sides, x is going to equal to square root of 3. Okay, here's 9. Here's our hypotenuse. These are the two different legs. So using our formula, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. X squared plus 10 squared is equal to 13 squared. X squared plus 10 squared is 100 equals 13 squared is 169. Subtract 100 from both sides. X squared is equal to 69. Square root both sides. X is going to equal to square root of 69. That's not going to be able to cancel. So then we just get B. 10, hypotenuse, leg and leg, right triangle, so we can use Pythag. 5 squared plus 7 squared is equal to x squared. 25 plus 49 is equal to x squared. 64 is equal to, 74 is equal to x squared. Square root both sides. Square root of 74 is equal to x, so it's D. Okay. Alright, 11. This says state if each triangle is a right triangle. So, in order for the Pythagorean theorem to work for this, or to test if it's a right triangle, the Pythagorean theorem must be true. So I'm going to assume that's the hypotenuse. And let's just test it out. 9 squared plus 7 squared is equal to the square root of 130 to the second. 81 plus 49 is equal to, so remember, square rooting, when you take it to the second, that just cancels. So that's all we left is 130. So let's see if this is true. 81 plus 49 is equal to 130. This is a true statement, which means that is a right triangle. So it's yes. If those did not equal to each other, you guys, if you use Pythagorean theorem and it doesn't equal each other, then it would have been no. Alright, so here's this one. Now they want you guys to find the area of each triangle. Round the intermediate value to the nearest tenth. Use the rounded value to calculate the next value. Round your final answer to the nearest tenth. So, in order to find your guys' area of a triangle, area of triangle is equal to 1/2 base times height. Here's the height, and here's the base. But in order to find the base, you guys have to use the Pythagorean theorem. So, 8 squared plus b squared is equal to 11 squared. 64 plus b squared is equal to 121. Subtract 64 from both sides. B squared is equal to 57. Square root. So b is equal to square root of 57. And it says to round it to the nearest tenth. So, square root of 57, you guys. Square root of 57 is about 7.5. So, you guys know your base value now. So now, let's just find the area. So the area is 1/2 base, which was 7.5. We just found that times the height. Put that all into your calculator. And you guys should have found that your answer was going to be very close to 30, which is D. Okay, 13, same deal. This whole thing is the base right here. And this is the height. So remember, area of triangle is equal to 1/2 base times the height. So we need to go find that base. So let's just denote this as x. So to find that side of a triangle, we just gotta use Pythagorean theorem. So x squared plus 6 squared is equal to 7 squared. 6 squared is 36, 7 squared is 49. Let's subtract 36 from both sides. X squared is equal to 13. Square root both sides. X is equal to the square root of 13, which estimates to be around square root of 13, 3.6. So you know this value is 3.6, right? So that means B, your total base value is going to equal to 6.6, and you know your height 6. So let's use the area of the triangle. 1/2 the base, which is 6.6, 3.6 plus 3, right? Times the height, which is 6. And this is going to simplify to, as you guys do in your calculator, it's going to be 19.8, which is B. Okay, 14. On the test, it'll be a lot easier to see, but these are the ones, you guys, that were, these are the ones that were highlighted, or were supposed to be. That one, this one, that one, and this one. I believe those are the ones that were supposed to be highlighted. So in 14, you guys have to find the angle measurement of the ones that I highlighted. So first of all, I know that these are what you guys call your same side interior angles. Parallel lines, cut by transversal, and they are inside the two parallel lines, which is why I know it's same side. So same side interior angles, you guys, are supplementary. So 13x plus 2 plus 16x plus 4 is equal to 180 degrees. Collect like terms, so 13x plus 16x is 29x, 2 plus 4 is 6, all of that is equal to 180, minus 6 from both sides, 29x is equal to 174. Now, hopefully I highlight the one that is correct, so 174 divided by 29 is equal to 6. Oh. So then, plug this or substitute this into here to get that angle measurement. So 13 times 6 plus 2 is what you need to solve for. 13 times 6 is 78 plus 2, which is equal to 80. So 80 should have been your guys' angle measurement. Okay, 15. Those, you guys, this and this, those are vertical angles. So 17x plus 5 is equal to 19x minus 5. Now solve for x, so I'm going to put my variables to the right hand side first. 5 is equal to 2x minus 5. Let's add 5 to both sides. 10 is equal to 2x. Divide both sides by 2. So 5 is going to equal x. So we know 5 is equal to x. Now let's substitute it back into here to get the angle measurement. 17 times 5 plus 5, you guys, that's going to equal... Ooh, that is not right. 90. It's going to be equal 90 degrees, so it's B. Okay, 16. There's the bulb. So these angles, you guys, are what you call corresponding angles. So if you guys made like a pizza, right? Both of these are the same slice in each respective pizza, so those are going to be equal to each other. Corresponding angles are equal. So 14x minus 7 is equal to 13x plus 3. I'm going to move my variables to the left-hand side first, so we're going to get x minus 7 equals 3, and add the constants to the right. X is equal to 10. Plug in 10 into here, right? So we're going to get 13 times 10 plus 3 as our angle measurement, and that, you guys, is going to equal to 133 degrees. C. And last but not least, 17. These two angles, you guys, are what you call alternate interior angles, which means alternate interior are also equal to each other. So let's set them equal to each other. I'm going to move the 9x to the right hand side and move the constants to the left. 18 is equal to 2x, divide both sides by 2. 9 is equal to x. So we know 9 is x, so substitute 9 into for the x right there. So 9 times 9 plus 9, which is equal to 90 degrees as well. It's going to be D. Okay. 18. Find the measure of one exterior angle in each regular polygon. Round your answer to the nearest tenth if necessary. So in order to find one exterior angle, it's the formula 360 divided by n, and n is equal to the number of sides, you guys. So this is a formula to find the measure of one exterior angle. So 360 all over the number of sides, you guys, is 20. So 360 divided by 20 is simply just 18 degrees. So it's C. 5. Find the interior angle sum for each polygon. So you need to find the sum of all the interior angles of the polygon combined. So that means you have to use 180 times n minus 2 all over n. This is equal to, so this, you guys, is the total sum of interior angles of a polygon. Okay, so we know n is the number of sides, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 sides there. So 180 times 7 minus 2 all over 7, which is equal to 180 times 5 all over 7, which is equal to 900 all over 7. And 900 divided by 7, you guys. And I made a Faraday error. So total sum of interior angles of a polygon, you guys, it's not that. This gives you each interior angle. That was my mistake. Okay. 180 times n minus 2 is the total sum. Sorry about that. 180 times 7 minus 2, you guys, which equals 180 times 5, which is just 900 degrees. I was wondering why that sounded a little off. Okay, this is the one, find one interior angle in regular polygon. And this is the formula. 180 times n minus 2 all over n. So sides-wise, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 12 sides, so 180. N is 12, so 12 minus 2 all over 12. We got 180 times 10 all over 12. So 180 times 10 divided by 12, you guys, is going to give you divided by 12, 150 degrees. So it's going to be C. Alright, 21. This is an isosceles triangle, you guys, because it has two congruent sides. So if it's an isosceles triangle, that means these two angles are the same. So if that angle is x, this also means that's x. And then, you guys, we can solve, because a triangle has a sum of 180 degrees in the interior angles. So 42 plus x is equal to 180. 42 plus 2x is equal to 180. Subtract 42 from both sides. 2x is going to equal to 138. Divide both sides by 2. X is equal to 69 degrees. Alright, 22. So remember, since you have an isosceles triangle, that means these base angles are going to be congruent to each other. We know measurement angle 2 is x plus 60, so set those equal to each other. 50 is equal to x plus 60. Subtract 60 from both sides to isolate the x. We get negative 10 is equal to x. C. Alright, so here it says, state if the triangle in each pair is similar. If so, state how you know they are similar and complete the similarity statement. Okay, so for this one, you guys have to see Well, first of all, do you guys see how they have two angles that are congruent? So you know both of these are congruent by the angles. Now you guys just have to see if the sides are proportional. So let's test it out. If I did 48 over 51, then I would have to do 32 over 60. Now, if you did this in your calculator, these two are not going to equal to each other, so I can't do that combination. So instead, let's compare the 48 to the 60, and let's compare the 32 to the 41 to see if that changes anything. Okay, 48 over 60, and we got 32 over 41. Now, when I punch this into the calculator, you guys, this becomes 2.5, and this side becomes 32 divided by 41. I don't know why my calculator is just dying, so this is 0.8, and this one's roughly around 0.78. So clearly, the sides are not proportional to each other, which means they are not going to be similar. Okay, alright, 24. Now this one was pretty goofed because this angle is really right there. So you know the angles are congruent to each other. Now you just have to check the sides. So let's just do 49 over 27 to just see. So 49 over 27 is equal to 63 over 21. If we check that out in your guys' calculator, 49 over 27, 49 divided by 27, that comes out to be 0. Man, I don't know what's up with my calculator. This comes out to be like 1.8. On this side, on the other hand, it comes out to be 3. So we can't do 49 over 27, so let's try the other one. 49 over 21 is equal to 63 over 27. Let's see if this changes anything. So 49 divided by 21 gives us like 2.33. Is that equal to 63 over 27? Ooh, which is also 2.33. So this is good. So then these sides are proportional and these sides are proportional, which means we have side angle side similarity theorem. So answer is A. Alright, for 25, you guys, there are many things about parallelogram that are unique, and one of them is opposite sides are congruent. Opposite angles are congruent, and consecutive angles are supplementary. So for 25, it looks like we're dealing with angles, and these angles are opposite each other. So that means they're congruent, so 56 is equal to 29x minus 2. Remember, congruent means they are equal to each other. So let's isolate x, so add 2 to both sides, so we get 58 equals 29x, divide both sides by 29, so we're going to get 2 is equal to x, which is D. Now, this one, it says find the measurement in each parallelogram. So, just how I wrote up on the top, right here, opposite sides are congruent, so that means 2x plus 17 must equal x plus 17. Let's subtract x from both sides, and we're going to get x plus 17 is equal to 17. Let's subtract 17 from both sides, x is equal to 0. So, if x is equal to 0, this is the side length, this one, because we're trying to solve for CB. But if we plug in 0 to there, we're just going to get 0 plus 17, which is simply just 17. So the whole side length of CB is just 17. Alright, so we have this. Now it asks, determine if the two triangles are congruent. If they are, state how you know. So this one, these are congruent because we got these sides are congruent to each other, these sides are congruent to each other, and these sides are congruent to each other. So, side, side, side. 28. Now, we have one pair of angles congruent to each other, and we have another pair of angles congruent to each other. Now, you do know that these angles are congruent to each other because the vertical angles are congruent. But if you guys realize, there is no such thing as angle, angle, angle congruency theorem. So this one is not enough information. 29. So we have a pair of sides congruent and we have a pair of angles congruent to each other. Now, the only thing that you guys can infer about this is this angle is congruent to this one because vertical angles are congruent to each other. So then we have another pair of angles congruent to each other. So we have angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side. So D. Number 30. So remember, write down what you guys know. So you know you have a pair of sides and you guys know you have a pair of angles. So remember, you guys can say that's congruent to itself because that is a side that both triangles shared. So that means we have side, angle, side, side, angle, side. Side, angle, side, congruency theorem, D. And then our last two for this part 1 video, you guys. Alright, so if you guys have one like this, and you need to find what this mysterious side is, remember, you take the whole and do the whole minus the smaller part. So subtract the smaller part from the whole. So this one's going to be, this length right there, it's going to be 8, the whole minus the part, minus 5. So that's just going to be 3. And then you guys, you can set up a proportion. Remember, this is like your A and B, and this is your guys like C and D. So x plus 1 over 6 is the same thing as saying 5 over 3. And then once you guys set up that proportion, cross multiply, so 3 times x plus 1 is equal to 5 times 6, which is 30. Distribute 3x times plus 3 is equal to 30. Subtract 3 from both sides. Divide by 3. X is going to equal to 9. You guys are going to get D. Alright, 32. So great, we got these two sides and we have these two. So we could set up a proportion. Negative 4 plus x all over 2 is equal to 3 over 1. Cross multiply. 1 times that, you guys, is just itself. So negative 4 plus x is equal to 3 times 2, which is 6. Add 4 to both sides. X is going to equal to 10, which is B. So hopefully you guys, this helps you guys out, and I will make the next video shortly. Alright, peace.